swans and swallows, this is a video that's going to help you with your Partwhole bar model. We set you some word problems to use the Partwhole bar model to find the answers to the word problems. You might want to use this video to mark your work if you've already done it, or if you're finding the work a little bit tricky, you might want to watch a little bit of this video to see how I would go about it. Stop the video and then have a go at the rest by yourselves. But hopefully this should make it clear for you and for your parents at home how to use the bar model accurately. So the first question was, an apple weighs 12 grams, an orange weighs 20 grams, what do they weigh all together? So when we use our Partwhole bar model, we've got to think about whether we know what the parts are or whether we know what one of the parts and the whole are worth, because that changes how we fill in our bar model. So for this example, I know an apple weighs 12 grams and an orange weighs 20 grams, and I need to know what they weigh all together. So I know my parts. I know my first part, my apple weighs 12 grams, and my orange weighs 20 grams. So I need to find out what they are all together. That word all together tells me I need to add these numbers, these masses together to find out the value of the whole. 20 grams add 12 grams is 32 grams. So my whole is going to be 32 grams. And I could write 20 grams add 12 grams equals 32 grams to show how I worked it out. So on to the next one. A book weighs 120 grams. A pen weighs 17 grams. What do they weigh all together? That word all together again. So a book weighs 120 grams. I know that is a part because together, the book and the pen together is what I am finding out for my whole. So my book, 120 grams. I'm going to write that in here. 120 grams. And my pen weighs 17 grams. Actually, my bar, this bar probably needs to be a bit smaller because it's only 17 grams. So I'm going to move that. My 120 needs to be quite long and my 17 grams needs to be quite small. What am I going to do to find out what they are all together? I'm going to add them. 120 grams, add 17 grams equals, so you might want to use the column method to add them up. You might want to just look at the numbers and see if you can add them together. I can see that actually if I add 7 to my ones column, my ones column is going to have a 7 in it. 10 add 20 is 30 and 100 add nothing is 100, 137 grams. So all together they weigh 137 grams. The next one, I have a bag containing some footballs. The footballs weigh 297 grams. The bag weighs 48 grams. What do they weigh all together? We should be feeling quite confident by this point that actually my bag, 48 grams is a part, so I can label that on here, 48 grams. And my footballs weighing 297 grams, that's my other part, 297 grams. What am I going to do to find out all together what they weigh? I'm of course going to add them together. 297 grams, add 48 grams. Oh, I don't think I can do this in my head, so I'm going to have a go using the column method. 297, I'm going to do my hundreds, tens and ones, add 48 grams, 8 add 7, 8 add 8 would be 16, so 8 add 7 must be 15. My 5 goes in my ones column, but my 10 I need to put in my tens column. 10 add 9 tens is 10 tens, add 4 more tens is 14 tens, so that's 100 and 4 tens. 100 add 200 is 300. So my whole here is 345 grams. Don't forget to write grams because we are measuring. So we are using our unit of measurement, grams. Next one, a pencil case containing some pens weighs 84 grams. The pens by themselves weigh 33 grams. What does the empty pencil case weigh? So this time, slightly different. I don't know my two parts. I know my whole, the pencil case containing the pens, and I also know the pens by themselves. So be careful labeling this one. We know that the pencil case with the pens is 84 grams. That's my whole, that's my biggest value, the pencil case with the pens inside. The pens by themselves are only 33 grams. So how am I going to work out what the pencil case by itself weighs? I'm not going to add these numbers together because remember my whole is my largest value. So I'm actually going to have to subtract. I'm going to have to take that 33 grams out away from my 84 grams to see what is left. 84 grams, subtract 33 grams. I could use the column. 4 take away 3 is 1. 8 tens take away 3 tens is 5 tens. So my pencil case by itself is 51 grams. And I could check I was right by adding these numbers together, my parts, to check that they equal my whole. I think I've done it accurately, so I'm not going to check it today. The last one is a two-step word problem. This is a challenge. We talked a lot about two-step word problems in class, how we have to think about the 2 different steps and make sure we complete each part. So this time, a box containing 8 pens weighs 370 grams. So the box with the paints inside weighs 370 grams. That's going to be my whole, so I'm going to label that on here. 370 grams. The box by itself, the empty box, weighs 50 grams. So the box by itself is 50 grams. But the question says, what does each paint weigh? I know that 8 paints plus the box equals 370, but I want to know what each individual paint weighs. So I'm going to think about this value and then sharing that into 8 groups. So if I can represent that on my bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not hugely accurately done because these should be evenly spaced, but we'll go with it for now. So, well, the 8 paints all together are going to equal 370 take away 50. So 370 grams take away 50 grams equals 320 grams. So altogether, those 8 paints weigh 320 grams. But I want to know what each individual paint weighs. So I'm going to have to share my 320 grams into 8 groups because I want to know what each individual paint weighs. 320 grams divided by 8. I know that 8, my 8 times table, 32 is in my 8 times table. If I count in 8s to 32, that might help me find the answer to what happens when I share 320 into 8 groups. 8, 16, 24, 32. So 32 divided by 8 is 4. So 320 divided by 8 is going to be 10 times the answer. So 32 divided by 8 is 4. So 320 divided by 8 is going to be 40. So each of my paints weighs 40 grams. If you got the answer to that one, well done, because that one was a bit of a challenge, because not only had to use your part whole model, you were also